I want the Parliament buildings in the background, but if I can have you standing maybe strategically in front of the bulbs.
Okay, the problem is Yukari's exceptionally short, so you have to... There's Yukari. Welcome to the latest episode of Getting Engaged online, in life, and
at work.
At work. Yukari's getting better at this. My name's Russell Lolliker.
Too fast, that's your problem.
And that is Yukari Peerless.
This is Russell Lolliker, and this is...
Jay Baer.
Jay Baer.
That's me. Jay Baer. Jay Baer, who's in Victoria. Can't get better at the backdrop than that.
It's crazy. I'm in Victoria.
So we do a show.
I'm on a horse in Victoria.
See, this is where I get flustered.
I'm not actually on a horse, but
no, not at all. That's why she's shooting from the waist.
That's
up.
right. Because I couldn't.
That's
That'd be sweet.
We do a show about getting engaged, about actually genuinely putting your best face forward and being yourself and being human. You know, simple stuff that seems to not be happening very easily.
This is
Not simple.
And
if it was simple, you wouldn't have to have a show because everybody would already know it.
Oh God, wouldn't that be true? But I like doing the show, so we're gonna keep with this.
I like the kind of half mustache you got going there from November. It's probably can't pick it up. You probably can't pick it up on the lens.
In this
but yeah, you got to get zoom. Yeah, that is
4 days. 4 days that took me. 4 days.
Long German thing.
I love how you threw me off topic. Okay, back to engagement.
Yes, I'm ready.
So measuring engagement,
right?
Do you think that's something that's actually possible to genuinely do? I mean, do you say, or is there? That's the question, really. Is it easy to? Should people be measuring engagement? Is it even possible?
Yes, no, yes. Thanks. Okay. I've been great. Awesome. Thank
Perfect.
You.
Thank you.
So, is it possible to measure engagement? Of course. Is it easy to measure engagement? No, because there's no such thing as the social media, like one number that you're going to use as the, like, oh, this is the holy mathematical grail, right? It doesn't exist, right? But there are a number of success metrics that you can use to measure any number of dimensions of your social media program, right? Whether it's clout score, for example, something that people are talking about now a lot, or post rank, which is something I use a lot for blog post success metrics, or number of not Facebook fans, because that's a crap metric, but daily story interaction, daily story feedback, Facebook calls it, or active fans. There's a lot of ways to dimensionalize engagement, but that's the wrong question to ask.
Okay, what's the right one, Jay?
How do you translate engagement into dollars, right? Because as I always say, the goal is not to be good at social media.
Okay.
The goal is to be good at business because of social media. There is no engagement factory, right? So having a bunch of fans and engagements does not equal dollars, right? It is a means to an end, not an end, right? So the goal is to say, yes, because we have this engagement, because we have successfully, hopefully, created kinship between company A and prospective customer B and current customer C, that kinship exists, kinship creates purchase preference. How do you measure that actual purchase preference? How do you make more money because of engagement, right? Because at the end of the day, if we're not making money at this, this is seriously the world's hugest waste of time. Not this show. Let me clarify that. Not this show.
You heard it here first, actually.
But the whole social media thing, right, is a colossal waste of time if you don't understand how this actually improves your business.
And that leads to the next question. What's your biggest pet peeve about people's misconceptions?
My biggest pet peeve is people asking what's the next hot new thing in social media. And the answer is, let's take today's hot thing and actually do it well.
Fair point.
Or optimize it, right? Because, I mean, I've written a bunch of posts recently on Facebook and sort of mythologizing sort of Facebook statistics and math and Facebook strategy. And there's this whole concept of like, well, look how many fans we have. Or even in Twitter, like how many followers we have. And all that is potential audience, right? I have, 30,000 Twitter followers or something like that. What percentage of that 30,000 actually see any individual tweet that I send out? A microscopic percentage. It is potential audience at best, not actual audience. You buy an ad in a magazine. That's probably a real audience. Now, there's some weirdness in the magazine business, too, no offense, where it's like, okay, if you're a subscriber, you definitely read every page of the magazine, which is BS. And they have this other thing, if you ever bought magazine ads, like, everybody who subscribes to this magazine, they pass it along to 3 friends, and they let them read it, too, right? Like, right. Like, I routinely give all my magazines to 3 friends, like, routinely, right? We have, like, a little knitting circle, we exchange magazines. So that's crazy, but generally speaking, right? The history of marketing is audience that you buy. Social media is audience that you earn. So all you have with a Twitter follower or a Facebook fan is a potential audience member.
Right.
The new data that I've been talking about at Facebook Success Summit and other things is that on Facebook in particular, which is sort of scary and shocking, every time you put a status update out there, right, as a company, on average, okay, I don't want to ruin anybody's day, but on average, 0.5, that's half of 1%,
Yeah.
of your fans, actual fans, will see that status update. 1 out of 1,000.
Really?
You know, you just broke a lot of hearts, right?
Yeah.
A lot of hearts got broken right now.
Well, because, you know, the top news, right, which is
Yeah.
what most people have on
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
Right.
like 95% of people use top news, something like that,
Yeah.
is what, Facebook's never published that number, but anecdotally, that's what they'll say over cocktails,
Right.
is that 95%-ish people use top news as opposed to most recent.
Most recent.
And as a result, very few of your status updates actually are seen by your fans, unless for some reason you are disproportionately good at getting comments and likes and all these
Right,
kind of
right,
things.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a tough road to hoe.
Okay. And you know what? We don't want to take much more of your time.
You can
but
take as much time as I want.
But
Look at
that's-
this. I'll stand here all night. I'll stand here all night. It's amazing.
the reason I'm winding it down is
You know what I saw today? Canadian geese here in Canada, which shouldn't have
they're
surprised
just
me.
called geese here.
Yes,
Right.
Nice, eh?
shouldn't have surprised me as much as it did.
This
But I was
is
like,
not
oh
your
hey.
First time in
No,
Canada.
not my first time in Canada by any stretch of the imagination, nor my first time in Victoria.
Okay.
I love it here. Big fan of Vancouver Island. I was actually in Canada this summer for a couple weeks. Didn't get over to the island, but was in Vancouver and Calgary and Banff and Jasper and all that.
Oh, my goodness.
And Kelowna. My kid
Yeah.
went to hockey camp in Kelowna for a week this
Oh,
summer.
that's
So,
nice.
yeah, love it, love it, love it here.
You have to come back.
Oh, I will be back.
Book
soon.
tour.
Book
Doing the
tour.
book tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Social-
we're working
social
on a
media
deal.
camp.
Vancouver in February
Okay.
for a book tour stop. Maybe Victoria in February, and ideally
Social media
in
camp?
May,
May.
right? Sometime in
Yes.
May, Social
Yeah.
Media Camp Victoria, and we'll make that happen. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh my God, what's the name of the book, Jay?
The book is called The Now Revolution, written with my good friend Amber Naslin from Radiant 6. It's all
I'm
about
reading it right now.
social. Are you really nice? It's all about. That's right. You got the preview copy.
Yes,
Forget about it. And
I
okay,
have.
seriously. So
Oh,
turn
wait
the
a
camera
second,
off.
VIP.
So-
Wait a second.
I like it, yeah.
That didn't seem very
Okay.
enthusiastic.
No, okay,
Ooh,
can I
ooh,
just say,
ooh,
'cause-
ooh.
What?
I have a question. I don't have a book, so why the hell should I buy it?
Well, it's not out
Well,
yet.
she got the preview copy.
I
Because
know,
I
no,
was
no,
a
I'm just saying, like,
bug
I'm
word and I
giving you
attended
I'm giving you
for
an
a
opportunity to
second.
prop.
Okay, so here's the thing. So the book is not about social media
No,
per se.
no.
Okay.
It's not about here's how to tweet or here's how to Facebook,
No,
whatever,
no, no.
because that book has been written, right?
Yeah.
And it's
About
also
1700
out of date in like 5 seconds, right?
Right, right.
So this book is about this main thing, which is companies changed considerably when the telephone was invented.
Absolutely.
Companies changed considerably when the fax was invented. Companies changed considerably when overnight mail, FedEx, etc. was invented. Companies changed considerably when the web was invented, when email was invented. But companies haven't changed really at all as a result of social media, which is the next evolution in that technology
Right.
graph.
Right.
What we're doing right now is nibbling around the margins. We're like, hey, you know what we should do? Let's start a Twitter account. Let's have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And that's not transformative at all.
No.
That's just sort of messing around. So what the book is about is a playbook, 7 shifts for making your company faster, smarter, and more social. And it talks about corporate culture, and it talks about who to hire, and it talks about how to organize employees internally, and it talks about internal communications, and crisis management, and success metrics that we
Okay.
started this interview with. So it really is the playbook for companies to transform themselves from the inside out to be ready for the world, which is all about real-time business, right? It's about happening right now. That every customer is a reporter, and every employee is in marketing, whether they like it or not.
Yes.
That's what it's about. It's a book that is intended to be relevant 5 years from now, not 5 minutes from now, and we wrote it very intentionally with that in mind.
Looking forward to reading it.
It's going to be awesome, hopefully. So okay, so she's reading it now. so seriously, I want the
it's
unsolicited
good.
testimonial.
No, I was just telling somebody, like, I really have to seriously, like, read it. Like, I have to pay attention when I'm
Yeah,
reading
it's
it.
not a
And I
fluffy
have-
book, right?
I-
It's
I
not
need
like
I need
a-
a Post-it, I need a pencil, and I need to sit next to the
have it.
computer. Like, okay, what's this website? Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna write it down. It's really useful.
Yeah, it's not a
amazing.
fluffy, like,
Oh, no, no.
spoon-fed.
No,
it's like
no,
a serious.
yeah.
Like, we're actually really hoping that becomes a business school textbook. That's one of the reasons
That's,
we wrote it.
I feel like it's a textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's
and
why we did it like that.
I really felt like I'm still reading the beginning part, and like the word that like real time is like, I don't want to say it's a buzzword, but it's like sort of
Real-time media seems to be the new one.
Yeah, it's in there a
real
lot.
time. Another thing is culture, like a company culture. I read
That's been
that
out for a
lot.
while.
Yeah, so I was like, it's really interesting. Yeah, so
Good. Glad to hear it.
I tuned
Well, because
in
you're one of the
to
only, there's only 100 people in the world that have the preview copy. So I'm always interested in anybody who's actually read it to
did not
see
just
what they
that's right.
actually think, right?
And-
Because
and
like
you
my
know-
mom's read it, she loves it, right? So right, I want people who actually read it who aren't my mom.
Thing
DNA,
on it,
like,
right?
what?
The Microsoft thing.
Yeah, so we did a partnership with
book.
Microsoft, right? So
Yeah.
we have
I don't know what
Microsoft
that is.
Tag, which is Microsoft's version of QR codes.
Yeah, okay.
So all through the book, there's 22 tags, and so you can take out your smartphone, and you can take pictures of the tags, and it will download videos, it will download PDFs, it will download
Fantastic.
infographics, interviews with Amber and people in the book, etc. So it's sort of
Dad,
like the book.
I don't have access.
That
to
part's
the
not wasn't
advanced-
finished in the
No,
preview
no.
copy, right? So it's
just
like the book
scanned
plus.
Here, but I was like, oh.
So the one I buy
Yes.
will be on.
Oh yeah, it'll be ready. It'll be all good.
no.
February.
Yeah, February.
So I
February.
just actually got an email literally like 10 minutes ago from our publisher at Wiley. Thank you, Wiley. And it looks like we're going to be out 2 weeks early because we've got a bunch of speaking engagements in early February. So it looks like it was supposed to be February 14th.
Right.
Looks like maybe February 1st. So
Early Valentine's for you.
That's right.
See what I did
nothing
there?
says love like a book about the transformative effects of social media.
Bump, 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 bump,
Exactly.
bump. Well, thank you, Jay Baer.
Oh, it was
for joining
awesome.
us, for getting
Thank you,
engaged.
It's nice to be here. I love to be engaged here in Victoria, home of geese.
Not Canadian geese.
No,
I'm
geese.
Russell Loliker. That's Yukari
Hey,
Peerless.
guys.
Thanks again for watching Getting Engaged online, in life, and at
And at
work.
work.
Thank you, Jay Baer.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.